Hello everyone, welcome to the Selkares Wargaming channel for this little overview of Wargame Airland Battle. So first I wanted to make a video about every single thing on the game, but it's going to be much too long, and I've actually made already a few videos on the options, the decks, the armory, and of course a lot of commentated replays, so for you to watch the multiplayer. So in this video I'm just going to focus on the single player campaign, what it adds, how it plays, and is it any good or not. So I'm going to put links in the description of the video to my videos of the decks, the options, and well, the replays not necessary. You've got all the replays you want on my channel. So I'm going to focus on the single player campaign, sorry. Here we go. So the solo of the game has three aspects: the tutorials, which are quite easy and initiate well in a nice way the different aspects of the game, which is pretty nice. We've got the skirmish, which is pretty much the multiplayer but with and against AI, and the campaign that can be also played in multiplayer 1 versus 1. So we've got 4 campaigns, from very small to long duration and from easy to very hard. What you have to know is that campaigns are restricted in time. So this campaign, for instance, lasts for 5 days, as you can see here. The largest campaign lasts for 20 days at most. So that is something I don't really like about the campaign. I really like something like Total War, where it stretches in length, where you can really do whatever you want, and even when the time limit has ended, even if you have lost because you haven't reached your objective, you can still continue playing. Here it isn't the case, which is, in my opinion, a bad point. But on the other hand, having a time limit is always quite nice to push the player to make things, and it's a bit more realistic. You wouldn't have all the time in the world to recapture Scandinavia if it were to happen, if the Cold War would have happened. So it has good and bad points, but I would really like a DLC where a new campaign would be added with no time limit. It would be quite interesting, quite nice. So the first campaign is really short, oh crap, I've forgotten the word. Well, never mind. So it's pretty short, 5 days, so I'm not going to show you this one. It's more of a tutorial campaign. I'm going to show you the second one, just to show you the different basic things. So you've got a description, scenario details, of course, NATO objectives, because I am playing NATO, is to capture Oslo, Copenhagen, and Stockholm in less than 12 days. And apparently I already won the campaign without capturing all these cities. The thing is, capturing these cities give you victory points, and if you reach enough victory points, you win the game. I'm going to explain to you that later. And then you've got the balance of power. So every day you receive reinforcements that you can buy or not, and these are the different reinforcements that are announced for the game. So let's go. I'm going to put it easy so that I'm not going to get killed while showing you the thing, and a slight balance in favor of the pact army. So here is the map. So first I've got a weather report. Clouds are forming over the Baltic Sea, and the worsening conditions could disrupt enemy operations. Okay, pretty nice. So here is first of all the map. We've got Canada, Greenland, North Atlantic Sea, Africa, Middle East, even going right to India, Asia, USSR, and back over here. The campaign is taking place only over here, but having such a big map, maybe the most optimistic players would think, hey, maybe we're gonna have something big with big sectors like this all over Europe. It could be really, really good. We'll see, why not in a future DLC? Could be nice. But for now, the campaign is restricted to Scandinavia. All these sectors represent the biggest campaign available, so all 30 sectors is the biggest campaign. If you take the smallest campaign, it is restricted to these 4 sectors. You've got 5 days. You start on Malmo, I think, and you want to capture, or you start here, I don't remember. Well, you've got to capture Copenhagen and Aarhus. It's quite easy. It's just a tutorial campaign. This is the second campaign taking place over here. The third one maybe just right up to this line, and the biggest campaign right over here. And it takes quite some time to play the campaign actually, even if it's limited to 20 days. You've got a lot of battles to do, and it's quite nice. So how does the campaign work? So first you've got this day and time indicators. So the game is played in a simultaneous turn-by-turn fashion. Let me explain. Each player, so the NATO player and the Pact player, be it an AI or a human player, give their orders on their side. And once their orders are given, they click on send orders, and both teams' orders are resolved simultaneously. So for example, if I move to Copenhagen and he moved to Copenhagen, we will both end up being in Copenhagen and fighting over that territory. What are so we've got all other than these time and day indicators, we've got the morale indicators. These morale indicators indicate how far you are from your victory. So for instance, as described here, the first number indicates the moral strength of your alliance. Moral points can be acquired through tactical victories and destruction of enemy combat groups. The second number indicates the limit to reach to make the enemy alliance fall down politically. So if I reach 200 moral points, I win the game. That's what I was talking about earlier. If my objective, as you can see here when I go back to HQ, is to capture Oslo, Copenhagen and Stockholm. Capturing one of these cities or sectors gives me 50 moral points. So in my game I captured Copenhagen and Oslo, giving me 100 points, and killing battle groups gives you additional points, and I had killed enough to reach 240 moral points. So what is pretty interesting is that I won the campaign by achieving 240 moral points without capturing Stockholm. The problem is that with that I had only a minor victory because I didn't capture the third city. But well, that's it. So turn by turn simultaneous moral point system. What are the orders we can give? Well, there are three types of orders. Selecting a battle group allows you to either rest and refit, refilling the initiative, how do they call them? The initiative points, which I will talk about later, or you can move them by sending them on a territory, here for instance. But for now, I'm going to cancel the order. This little question mark here gives you an overview of the captions, harbor, airport, capital, political points, etc. So it's pretty nice. The other actions, besides rest and refill and move, is to spend political points. Political points are earned in two ways. First, you earn points every turn, depending on the sector you control. So for example, I earn 2 points per day with kill, and the Pact player, well, earns 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 3. A lot of points. So I'm in a bad position here. I've got 60 political points and earn only 2 per day. Political points are spent in two ways, either with strikes. Strikes are either free or cost a certain amount of points and have different actions. So for example, on ours there is a battle group. The only thing I know is that it's a mechanized battle group and it's an East German battle group. What I want to know is what is in there. So I have 8 aerial recons, I can send one more. Click on here, and here I go. I've got all the information I want. It's got 262 units, 3 initiative points, 2 morale points, and a lot of different units. I can look at the type of unit it's got and see its weakness. For instance, it's an East German mechanized group. It's got only T-55 tanks, so it's pretty light on tanks. It's got a lot of them, but they aren't that good. Well, this one is, well, it's quite good compared to my. Let's look compared to mine. I've got Chieftain Mark 10s and Challenger 1s. I could totally wreck him, totally destroy him. Has he got any ATGMs? He's got 4 concourse, 19 AP, but he's got only 4 of them, so I can kill them pretty easily. In the infantry, he's got anti-air, flamethrower, anti-tank but close quarter, anti-air. Yeah, he's got no ATGM whatsoever here, so I can really destroy him with tanks. Unfortunately, ours being a bit city, there's a big chance that this is going to be a city map, so it's going to be pretty hard for my tanks. Regarding the planes, well, I can check everything and decide what is the best strategy to adopt. So I can spend strikes. Some strikes are more expensive. This one, for instance, starts from 6 AM and for the next 24 hours, and the target unit in the sector will lose 2 moral points. Pretty nice. So this game plays day by day. If I send orders, the timer will go from 6 AM day 0 to 6 AM day 1, and then it stops and I can give more orders. The other thing I can do with my political points is recruit new armies. Armies come in reinforcement every day. So in day 0 I've got 2 armies, the 3rd Commando Brigade and the 82nd Airborne. I've got the 9 DIMA and the 9th DIMA and the 4th MAB coming in day 1. Day 2 I've got some more American and German forces coming in. Day 3 more French forces, and day 4 more American forces. So for instance, we are day 0. What can I do? I've got the airborne American 82nd Airborne battle group. It costs 40 political points, but its a good point is that, as explained, this battle group comes from the North Atlantic and can be deployed in any sector on the map. As you can see, I can deploy it anywhere, which is pretty nice. On the other hand, the 3rd Commando Brigade comes from the North Sea and can be deployed in any sector on the western coast. So, Northern Sea, western coast, here we go. Pretty nice. So, what am I gonna do in this first day? So, what can I do? I can, for instance, send a 3rd Commando Brigade to attack Arras, and send this one attacking Copenhagen. So, here we go. I've given my orders. I want to keep my other political points to recruit more armies further on. I've got only 30 left. If I capture everything, I'll have 5, 7, 10. I'll have 40. I'll be able to deploy this one, or day 9, well, American or French forces. And then I send orders. The timer starts, and then things happen. So, for instance, 7 AM, conflict in Arras. Arras over here. So my British army has arrived in Arras and is going to engage the East German force. And here we go. So morale and initiative determine the starting points and victory points to the conditions of the game. Every single game in the campaign is played in destruction mode, but it quite makes sense. If a army has a high morale, it's going to be hard to break it. So the higher the morale, the higher the victory points the enemy army has to achieve. Every morale gives asks 500 points. So me, it's 6 times 500. He has to acquire 3,000 points, and him, 2 times 500. I have to acquire 1,000 points. Initiative, on the other hand, is the ability to prepare and attack or defend, of course, to prepare your forces. And if you have it determines the starting point you have. Each initiative point gives you 250 points added to a basic 500 points. So I've got 4 times 250, which gives 1,000, plus the 500 basic points, so 1,500. He's got 1 less, so 1,250. Then, once the conflict is occurring, I can either surrender or launch battle. Generally, this surrender is replaced by retreat. Unfortunately, I can't retreat in this area. You'll see why. I am arriving by sea, not by one of the 3 sectors adjacent, well, next to the area. I arrive over here, so I arrive in the middle sector, and the enemy controls every other reinforcement sector. So every single sector in the strategic map is represented by one unique, battle map, which is quite nice, and every single one is really representative of the global geographical area. So here, for instance, if you remember, this is Arras, and on the right side you can go to Copenhagen, on the left, well, the south you can go to Kiel, and to the north you had a connection to Stavanger, if I'm not mistaken, a Norwegian sector. So it's quite nice. The problem is here is that I have the enemy is controlling all 3 sectors. If I lose that battle, I won't be able to retreat to Kiel, which is the allied sector, so I will be totally destroyed, annihilated, even if I have a lot of units left. So I have to capture a sector to really be able to do something about this thing. So I don't want to play the game because it takes some time, but the thing you have to know is that every game lasts 20 minutes, and once the timer is over, either you've won, so after that the game tells you the enemy is destroyed or the enemy is retreating, it loses morale and you win morale, and that's it. Or you you go to the end of the 20 minutes, and if that's the case, then the game is a draw, and then the combat will continue the next day with another 20 minutes. So that's how it works. So let's say I want to retreat because well, I'm gonna play the game. Over here. I'm gonna take a few logistics, well, commander vehicles. One to keep the sector, one to go to Stavanger, and if everything goes well, sorry about that, I'll go send one to Kiel or Copenhagen, depending on where the enemy deploys. So, problem here is that I've got a battle group that isn't really good, because as you can see, I've got 4 tanks, and they aren't the best tanks in the world. 4 Centurion Hour. So, well, I'm going to send all I've got to attack over there to the north. Some infantry squads, some recon to have some guns also here. Some infantry and some bit of anti-air. So the big problem here is that I have no reinforcements, so I can't call in reinforcements if I'm in a bad position, and I have no air corridor, so I can't call in planes. I have absolutely have to capture this thing over here. I'm gonna put a bit of javelin is here. What's the 2-1? Yeah, this one is better. Put some javelins here to defend against helicopters if they attack me, and well, a bit more tanks. I've put them all. I'm gonna put some ATGMs also to defend against eventual tanks, and well, 4 of them is enough. And here we go. I'm going to attack. I'm going to unload all the infantry here. I'm going to send him over there also. So he is moving. Not sure which sector he is capping. We'll see. Okay, he's coming from Copenhagen. I'm gonna take a risk here, sending a commander on Kiel.
Just waiting for a target to fly by. Go ahead, over. You spotted something?
Okay, he's got Stavanger. He's coming over here with a lot of T-55. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna need my planes pretty quickly. Please deny the sector. That's good. Good denial.
You'd be blind without us.
Okay, I've got it. Now we can call in planes. Calling Jaguars. I'm gonna call one here, and one taking out his tanks over here. Well, taking out maybe not, but at least dealing some damage. I got them here, which is quite nice. Oh, and the commander is over there. I'm gonna send the recons. Oh well, I got it. No big deal. So now I've got the sector here. I'm gonna pull this one back here. I'm gonna separate this one. So recon over here, recon over here. This guy is coming back here. I'm gonna send the infantry guys over here attacking. This guy is re-embark. Centurion is gonna come back here. The striker, please finish that off. What is that? Oh, small thing. Okay, the tanks are coming in. Where's the commander? Oh, it's up here. I'm gonna need more planes. What have I got? Okay, only anti-air. That's pretty bad. Okay. Come back here, come back here. Royal Marines. Oh, attack this, please. Normally I'm gonna kill them, but the
sky is ours. Flying in, weapons hot.
oh, he's coming from behind. Nice move, you bastard.
What do you want to deliver?
Okay, striker, come here. You pull back a little.
At the ready, sir.
Ooh, crap. And over here I lost my commander also. That was a bad move. So the little thing here is that you're playing against an AI, so in 1v1 against a player it should be really interesting, but against an AI it's got some limitations. Come back here. Well, AI isn't all that really intelligent sometimes. Well, it can play quite well. You can see he's coming in from behind, avoiding my infantry over here. He pretty much knows where your guys are. That's pretty frustrating, but well, you can't ask that much more of an AI. But it's quite predictable to know where it's hiding commanders, for instance. I know his commander in Copenhagen is going to be here because it's the only place where there's a forest, so he's going to be here and I'm going to kill him really easily.
Are you talking to me?
Sending my infantry over here. He's got some anti-air, but this one is crappy anti-air, so that's no real problem. I'm going to send my Jaguars to take out his commander in Copenhagen. Ooh, he's got a lot of tanks here. Oh well, no need apparently to intervene.
What's the problem, sir? Attention, we'll be ready. The sky is ours. Spit it out, man!
So everything is going quite well. I'm gonna kill this guy in Copenhagen normally. Well, in this area. Yep, commander killed. So that's a sort of problem with the AI, is that but all in all it gives you quite a lot. I'm playing in easy, so it's also quite understandable. Just killing it, 620 to 337. I'm gonna try to take out the command over here, not sure where it is over here.
What are your orders, sir?
But the nice thing is that there is a persistence in this mode. If I don't manage to win this battle after the 20 minutes, in the 20 minutes allowed time, well, in the next game I will start back with the sectors I have left. So if, for instance, I have captured to Stavanger and Echo, well, I'll be able to deploy in both those sectors. If I send a commander to Copenhagen over here, I'll be able to start from here. If I send commanders over here, I'll be able to start here and crush him directly from the start of the game, which is pretty well, it's really nice. So I'm gonna do recon. I'm gonna go send a Gazelle over there, some air covering units also. I'm gonna need some logistics. Or I'm just gonna send him over there if he can't go over there. Maybe not. Okay, just up here. Send him some logistics to fill him up. Whoa, 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 whoa. So the planes are still alive. Well, I can try my luck. Maybe over here.
I'm making an attack run.
If it's in the forest, maybe it's over here. Maybe it's in the swamps. We'll see. If I don't get killed in the way, on the way there. But for now, apparently not. Sending the bombs in. Well, there were some people there, but not the commander.
Just spotted something?
Then I have to send in some recons.
It always comes down to
So the little problem I have with this campaign is that, for first, there's a limited time, and second, you've seen the initiative system. We've got a
spotted something?
it's 1,750 points maximum to deploy with, and sometimes matches tend to drag out a little, drag on a little, and once every time you play a battle, your battle group loses 1 initiative, and that means that by the time you play 4 or 5 battles, well, you've got pretty much no initiative left, and yeah, so that means that the next battles you'll play, it's with 500 points. So in a map like this, it's yeah, okay, but in bigger maps, playing with 500 points is pretty much impossible, and you have to deal with huge maps with a handful of units, and it just gets pretty much boring. Can't do anything. So it's something I have to see in the long run if it's viable or not. But maybe it's something that has to be changed. Oh, it's here.
Ready to go.
See, I told you, in the forest. Pretty predictable.
Ahead. Over.
Just pull back, avoid getting killed, please. I'm thinking I'm gonna get... oh, just saved. And I'm gonna win the game over here. If he didn't send a new commander, I'm gonna win the game. Or maybe by points. Oh yeah, he got a new one, but I'm gonna have maybe enough points to reach 1000. Commander killed. 1 plane killed, that's pretty bad.
You have something for me?
Well, I'm gonna win here anyway. If they kill the BMP2. Here we go, I won. So, total victory, winner, defeat. Okay, I can see the stats as a usual multiplayer game. And back over here. So, I won. As you can see, -1 points of initiative. Same here. And -3 morale here because he's lost. So he went from 2 to 1. And when you arrive at 1, you rout. And over here, +3 morale points because I won. And I'm at 8, the maximum. He has routed. So over here, he routes back to Copenhagen. Unfortunately, I attack Copenhagen, and he has a battle group with morale 1. He is routing, and when a unit is routing and is being attacked, it is destroyed. So he has been destroyed. Morale points +20. +20 points because I killed a battle group. And here the time goes on. Something else happens. Turkish Army and the US Navy launched a massive amphibious operation in the Crimea this morning, capture Sevastopol, and force the Red Army to release their pressure on the European front. Okay. Okay. Still going on. Carrier battle group Invincible. The aircraft carrier HMS Invincible has rejoined the NATO carrier battle group squadron in the North Sea. Nice. NATO takes Copenhagen. Yep. So I've got 50 morale points. So I'm at 70 out of 200. And this is day 1 right now. So that's basically how the campaign works. Every day you give orders. Every day orders are resolved, and there are battles going on. So here you can see I was at 4 initiative, I'm back down to 3. So what I can do is either continue attacking, but my initiative will go down, 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 down. I can rest and refit to earn 1 initiative point. Here I didn't lose points because there was no battle, so that's pretty good. So I can continue the offensive over here. I can spend more points. I could launch an air raid. That's pretty new. That's because I've got an aircraft carrier. Probably the Invincible has arrived, so I can use this. An enemy combat group present in the entire targeted sector from 6 AM for the next 24 hours will use 2 initiative points. The sector's infrastructures, airport and harbor owned by the enemy will also be neutralized for 24 hours. Pretty nice. But I prefer to send in reinforcements. So I've got airborne over here, 40 points, or these guys. So airborne, as I saw, very few tanks, light tanks, and not much punch. It's more defensive squadron with riflemen, ATGM vehicles. You've got a lot of air support. That's pretty nice. If I take these guys, tank, well, same thing. Very light tanks, helicopters, planes, and these guys. Well, that's a bit better. M60A1. Got nice helicopters, nice planes. I could use these ones. Where are they coming from? From North Atlantic on the western coast. What I can do is I can send this guy over here and this guy over here. That means I have 2 attacks. I'll play 2 games over here. 2 games of 20 minutes. So 20 minutes seems quite short, but the idea is that here, for instance, I attack once with this guy 20 minutes, and then once this is done, well, if I haven't won, the sectors that I have captured will still be available for the second army, and I'll be able to start with in advance sectors that will allow me to pursue the offensive from a better position to crush the enemy easier with the second attack. And if both attacks don't end up in a total victory for me or for the enemy, then the battle groups stay on Malmo and the battle continues on the next day. That's pretty much how the campaign works on. So that's it for the global overview of the campaign in Wargame Airland Battle. It's pretty interesting, honestly. A few points that are a bit controversial, especially the time limit and the point limits. Units, well, can quickly go down to 500 points. I've experienced that in a few campaigns I've played, especially this one. I've played it to the end, but maybe it's because I didn't really master the campaign yet. We'll see in the end how it goes on, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I probably won't continue this campaign, but I will maybe play a 1v1 campaign against another guy, so maybe I'll be able to give you some footage of a campaign versus another player. It can be pretty interesting. Maybe I'll do it, and well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked it, and see you next time.